Welcome back to the JCPod, partner with Stare Down Sports. Stare down greatness. And man, I'm not going to lie to you. I think the chickens are laying eggs because them boys are squawking back there. I have no idea if you can hear that or not. I might need to fix that in post-editing, but it's really loud. Like, if you're hearing it now, it's at least going to be quieter than it was before because, my God, these chickens are going nuts. But today, man, today's going to be a fun one. We're just going over some NFL news. We had the 49ers made some big signings over the weekend. Signed some of their guys to some deals, so we're going to talk about that. Other stuff has been going on in the NFL, so we'll just talk a little bit about that. I need to double check. I think something big happened in the college world. Like I said, need to double check on that. So we might go over some college football news as well. And then, man, pretty much that's all today. It's going to be a very simple Tuesday. We'll just go over some NFL news, catch up on some of the off-season news that we should know as we prep for. Man, it's crazy to think about it. I think how it's going to work is starting June, we're going to start our breakdowns. And we'll do two teams. We'll do one section every week, two teams a day. For example, AFC North, 1 week. So we might do Browns Steelers, then Ravens Bengals. Next week, AFC South, and then so on. We'll do that for June and July. Then that'll leave us for August, where I'll touch a little bit on some college football stuff. And then that's the rest of the summer. So yeah, the rest of this month pretty much is just going to be prepping us a little bit and some outside news we heard and all that as we get ready for the big breakdown. Now all the damn chickens are riled up. I had to shut my damn window. It's kind of nice. Hey, for once, not nuclear hot in here, so it's nice outside. You're like, I'll open my window, and then yeah, second we get recording, them birds start squawking. But yeah, I mean the sports are going good, man. It's just crazy to think that, like I said, a week from, I guess I didn't say that. I said it last time, but a week from today, we're gonna be 100 days away from the NFL season kicking off, and man, I know it's college football in between, but we get football Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And Monday. It's going to be great, man. Really, really excited for week one. I still can't believe it's that close. I mean, shit. I can't believe we kick off the conference finals today. Shout out hockey. They're kicking off their conference finals. Shout out NBA. We got Timberwolves. OKC. I don't know why it took me so long. I about said Knicks, but it's like, wait. Knicks are in the East. Timberwolves, OKC. And then the East, we got Knicks, Pacers. Should be a fun one, man. First, we're going to get a first-time champion in that league, or if not, at least a first-time champion since 1970, which that's way before my lifetime. But regardless, sports are going crazy, man. Hockey's going great. Got Dallas Stars. Got the Edmonton Oilers. Gee, maybe we should just stick to football. But no, we also got the Carolina Hurricanes tonight. They're playing who are they taking on tonight? I thought I had that saved. That's on me. My bad. Florida Panthers. Yeah, Florida Panthers, Carolina Hurricanes, and we got the Edmonton Oilers versus the Dallas Stars. And like I said, OKC, Denver, they kick off tonight as well. It'll be a great weekend of sports, or a great week of sports, it feels like. The magic's in the air, man. But without any further ado, we've already wasted a lot of time on this intro. Let's hop into some NFL news and get it a hoppin'. They have league meetings going on, so when I'm on for sure on Thursday, we'll have some more NFL league meeting stuff to talk about. But I'll probably, we'll start with this. NFL is looking to, expected to. I'm assuming this. I don't know if it's been fully announced today, but I mean it's pretty much. I'm not gonna say all but guaranteed. But Peter Schrager came on the Pat McAfee show today and kind of made it sound like they're at least gonna say yes to this. But NFL is expected to allow its players to compete in the Olympic flag football, and it sounds like a lot of the people are basically saying like the same thing that agree with it. It's like, we need to grow the game. It'd be better to grow the game, allow these guys to represent their countries, represent football. Because the two biggest things in football is trying to do right now: international growth. I think that's basically. I think it's international growth and then reaching new audiences was eerily similar, but also not the same. But flag football kind of does both those things, which is going to be awesome. The proposal needs at least 24 of the 32 managers to vote in favor. But it sounds like. Yeah, like I said, it sounds like this is going to pass pretty easily. But there is a thing. It's going to cover. It sounds like the proposed resolution also covers injury protections, which is awesome. But it also is only going to allow one NFL team can carry and compete for each country. One NFL player per NFL team can compete for each country. With the exception of designated international players. So that's the part I guess I was kind of confused on. At first I thought it was like, all right, so it's like I thought it was like one NFL player per team. So like, all right, I'm still because this is part of the confusion. It says states that only one player per NFL team can compete for each country. So that's saying like for all the United States, only one player can compete. That's in the NFL. That's where I was kind of confused on because originally it was just like if it's one player per team, that makes sense, kind of too. So it's like, all right, you get to choose your representative for the team. So like if the Chiefs choose, the way I at least understood it, if the Chiefs choose Patrick Mahomes, nobody else in the Kansas City Chiefs are going to the Olympics. But regardless, though, I think this is just going to be awesome for the growth of football in general, just because you got to think about it. There's some people who just physically aren't able to play the tackle football. Their bodies won't hold up. They're just too small. There's just maybe one of those things where they just never got into it as much, but they see flag football and they're like, that's a little bit safer. I kind of like that a little bit more. I think this is a perfect blending of the thing because, I mean, NFL likes it. I guess the second thing was grow flag football. That's what I forgot. They want to grow flag football in general, and they want to grow, like, the game internationally and everything. So this is a perfect way to do with both. Like I said, adding NFL players, I think it's a benefit for the game because then you see players, it's like, okay, maybe it'll motivate more players in the future, especially in the future. Like, if you see young kids see their favorite NFL players doing flag football, it's like, I want to try for that too, and then maybe we'll get better athletes into flag football and all that. And the biggest growth for this, obviously, is going to be in other countries because, I mean, I think it's understood that soccer's the biggest world game. I think American football's, I think it's ahead of basketball, especially viewership number wise, but it's basically right there. And NFL is one of the few sports where it's hard to play globally too, because like for basketball, you can drop a ball anywhere and kind of shoot around. For soccer, you can drop a ball anywhere and kick it. You need a lot of equipment for football. So that's one of those things where if they can get flag football going, I think that'd be super beneficial. The Olympics are from July 14th to July 30th in 2028. So that's about the time where training camp's going to begin. So it's going to be interesting to see what comes of it. But yeah, like I said, we're going to have to wait for this to get fully passed. But this sounds like this is one of those rules that's going to be passed. There's another rule they're doing that has to do with onsides. It sounds like they're going to push it down the road for later, but it's like I think moving up the onside for 1 yard. But it's the whole kickoff's just messy in general. Let's be honest. So that's going to be a hard rule to fix. The Bears are giving Joe Thuney a 2-year extension. It's a $35 million deal worth up to $33.5 million guaranteed. He's now the highest paid guard in NFL history if the contract plays out, which I'm assuming it will. He's a really good guard. I mean, people are going to remember the play he had at tackle last year and how, I'm not going to say average, but average he was at tackle. And I think that derailed a lot of people from realizing that, I mean, this guy was a Super Bowl winning, all-pro level, Pro Bowl level guard that willingly moved out to tackle because of a team need. So I'm not saying everybody forgot that, obviously, but I think there are a good amount of people. So I think this is a very understandable move. Now, I'm very curious to see I'm just curious to see how this Bears team's going to go. They have a really, really tough schedule. I have them kind of projected out for 9-8 at best right now. I'm very curious to see if I go back, if that changes. A.J. Brown, the Eagles have to worry about the Cowboys after the Pickens trade. Says we're going to have to worry about them for sure. Yeah, I do like the trade. I like the competition. I like George Pickens. I like CeeDee Lamb. And they collab. It's going to be exciting to watch because all that does is bring the best out of us. I'm not going to lie. I mean, obviously, because it's a division opponent, I have to worry about it. I thought I was going to read and there's going to be more to that quote, but I don't think they've really got to worry about the Cowboys, let's be honest. I think the Cowboys are going to be average. And they just have a new head coach. They're still working on their defense. Their offense has gotten a bit better, I will admit that, but defensively, they're still trying to figure some things out, so I don't know if the Eagles have them to worry about. Of all the teams the Eagles should worry about, Cowboys being in the division, yes, they should worry about them a tad, but I think they might be fine. 49ers extend 2 people this weekend, so we should probably go over the first one because the first one leads into the other one. So let's do that. Brock Purdy. Ooh. So the 49ers are adding some kicking competition, so we'll get to that before you talk about the signing. I really apologize about that, but apparently they signed Greg Joseph to their roster. They released Alex Barrett, who's a defensive lineman. But yeah, since Jake Moody really struggled, it sounds like they're going to bring in Greg Joseph to compete with him. In 75 games, I guess he's an 82% kicker, so that's not too bad. He debuted Joseph been in the NFL since 2018. I'm trying to see who he played for last year. Last season he played 6 games for the Giants, 1 for the Commanders, and 1 for the New York Jets. So he really was bouncing around a little bit. So he missed. So he only made. Yeah, Moody only made 70% of his kicks last year. Sorry, I was kind of reading as I was going. Only made 70% of his kicks last year. So obviously this is just competition to basically either motivate Moody to like get a little bit better, or they might be in trouble. Brock Purdy signs a massive, massive deal. That's what I want to get to. A 5-year extension worth $265 million for Mr. Irrelevant to get in that bag. He $181 million guaranteed. It's $55 a year, or $53 a year, excuse me. Tied with the Detroit Lions, Jared Goff for 7th amongst quarterback. He has a signing bonus also of $77,000. Oh, it was just $77,000. Man, that's crazy. Not for this year. Sorry, this was for when he was Mr. Irrelevant. He had a signing bonus of $77,000, and yeah, obviously he's getting paid now. Career record of 23-13, 4-2 in the playoffs. I mean, he's been really good for them. He's had the help, obviously, yes, but he's been really, really good for them, and this makes sense that they signed him to a deal. It's just now interesting to see, does he make it to the next contract under the 49ers? Because last season was a bit of a struggle for them, a little bit. But, I mean, now they're looking at a whole new team. They got a lot of their guys paid. They paid George Kittle. This paid Brock Purdy. They also paid Fred Warner. 3-year, $63 million extension. I wrote an article about this a couple weeks ago when I covered the George Kittle deal. It's like all signs point to them once they deal with Brock Purdy. Next guy's probably going to be Fred Warner because they want to get ahead of that as they can, and they proved that they did just that. It includes $56 million in guaranteed money and makes him the league's highest paid linebacker. It's the second time Warner's become the highest paid linebacker at the position after he signed a 5-year, $95 million extension in 2021. I mean, that's some good money, man. That's some good money, man. Shout out to Fred Warner. I mean, the 49ers are looking. They have the easiest schedule in the NFL, so they're definitely looking to retool and get back after it, which I think they're going to be pretty good. They bring back Robert Saleh as well. This is a team that I don't think they're going to be bad. Projecting right now without even looking at their schedule, I think they're going to get 10 wins, probably 10-7-ish, maybe 9-8. I for sure think this is going to be a winning team, though. It's just a matter of do they make the playoffs or not. So apparently the Packers have submitted a revised proposal to a tush-push rule in February, so that they submitted their initial proposal in February, citing player safety issues and competitiveness. They said that motion would have prohibited an offensive player, quote, an offensive player from pushing a teammate who was lined up directly behind the snapper and receives a snap immediately at the snap. So now they said the proposal, updated proposal wouldn't allow any pulling or any, so they updated it. So it says, so the Packers' updated proposal wouldn't allow the pushing or pulling of any ball carrier in any direction at any time or helping lift the runner to his feet. It said immediately at the snap, obviously. Oh, they removed the immediately at the snap. So basically, it sounds like basically true from everything I've heard. They don't want to get rid of the play because, I mean, the Eagles have made it pretty good. They just want to make it more fair, I guess, which is understandable. But yeah, it sounds like that's a rule that I'm not sure what they're going to do with, but I think they are going to. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to say they're going to come out and actually do something with it because I'm not 100% sure. Sounds like there is actually some indecision on that rule, so that's actually one of the rules to keep like an eye out for because I really don't know. Like the NFL for the flag football, sounds like that's going to pass. Like they said, not the overtime, the onside with the kicking. It sounds like they might be pushing that one back. This one I truly have no idea what's going to come of it, especially from that Packers new proposal. Cleveland Browns announced Monday that Shedeur Sanders signed his rookie contract. It's a 4-year deal worth $4.6 million, which I just find. I wonder if that's about how much he made in college over those last 2 seasons. So that's definitely going to be a guy who's looking forward to his second contract. Which is just funny that. I won't lie, that's a really good deal for the Browns, especially for $4.6 million. Because, like I said, he's definitely making a lot more money outside, and I'm very curious to see what happens with Dylan Gabriel and Deion Sanders. Shedeur Sanders. I'm very, very curious to see how that ends up going with their QB battle. Because, like I said, Sean Watson That could be him. Receivers Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett are going to be the backups if they can get one of these starters on the field and they're ready. Because, I mean, the Browns might as well use one of these quarterbacks, rookie quarterbacks, so they get themselves ahead of this cap situation because it's inevitable. I mean, it's abundantly clear that the deal they had with Deshaun Watson was a horrible deal. I think a lot of people said at the beginning. A lot of people said it throughout the deal, and now I think it's basically official. I don't know if I doubt he plays another snap with them ever again at this point, especially with how bad the injuries. I mean, I don't know if he'll play another snap in football again at this point because, yeah, I think there was like 3 or 4 teams that were interested in Deshaun Watson after his issue with the Texans and the whole massage thing. I don't know how many of them teams are going to be interested now, so that's going to be one of those situations where it's like, you would think they would just start Dylan Gabriel or Shedeur Sanders, see what they have in both these guys, and then just figure it out from there. Because, yeah, the Browns seem like they are kind of far away from Super Bowls at this point, especially because they're just dealing with the Deshaun Watson lingering over their head. Derrick Henry signed another deal as well. I don't know if I talked about this last week. I don't believe I did. I think this was... It might be. Just in case it didn't, it was right at the cutoff line. 2-year deal worth $30 million, that's $25 guaranteed. Largest deal in history for a running back who's over 30. Very, very deserved. I mean, Derrick Henry was awesome last year. I remember somebody took him 7th in fantasy, and I was, like, blown away. It's like, wait. You took him this early in the draft and everything? And I was just, like I said, flabbergasted about it. And then it ended up working out where it's like, oh, man, I wish I would have taken him a pick or two earlier. But it was just, man, he had a really, really good season. I remember I was scared because Harbaugh came out and he's like, I'm only going to give him so many carries. We're not going to give him over 25 carries a game. And I think it took all of 4 weeks to realize, like, oh, so you were lying about that. You're going to give him a lot of carries. And, yeah, I think the Ravens are going to be pretty good again next year. Man, it just sucks. I seriously thought they might beat the Bills. And I won't lie to you, with the Chiefs being as shaky as they are, if you want to win, it's kind of now before the Chiefs get retooled and everything. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see if the Ravens can take advantage. Because, I mean, this is basically kind of their window, I would assume, is right now. Nick Sirianni re-signed a multi-year deal to stay with the Eagles. They have not disclosed the terms of the deal just yet, but just know that he is extended, multi-year extension. Nick has embodied everything we're looking for in a head coach since we hired him 4 years ago, Eagles owner Jeff Lurie said. His authentic style of leadership, football intelligence, and passion for the game and growth of the mindset have helped bring out the best in our team. And it's awesome, man. He might not be the best XOs guys. He might not be the best. Hell, he might not even be the best head coach in general when it comes to strategy and all that stuff. But dude's a damn good leader. And that's something very, very important that obviously the Eagles needed in their locker room, it felt like. Because they got a great leader. I mean, Nick Sirianni's an amazing leader for that team. I mean, we've seen it over the last couple of years. Now, he does have his antics. He does have some of his goofy stuff. But overall, I think he's a really, really good coach, and the multi-year extension makes sense, especially when you're a coach in Philadelphia. When you win, it's up here. When you lose, it's down here. And, I mean, shit, he's getting booed at halftime of a preseason game. That's pretty impressive. So, I mean, shouts to Nick Sirianni for getting that deal, which is awesome for him. Especially because, yeah, we weren't fully for sure on what was going to happen with him and his future in Philadelphia. But it felt like after he won the Super Bowl, it's like, they're probably going to keep him on, but to sign him immediately to a multi-year deal, I did not expect that. Jamal Adams is apparently interested in the Jets reunion. I would love to be back with the Jets and obviously finish it the right way. Man, the dream come due just to patch up the relationship and kind of make it right. The Jets selected him 2017 overall in 2017 out of LSU. I don't know why I read it like that. It's been one of them days today apparently. But yeah, he made All-Pro with him in 2019, and he's second team All-Pro in 2018, and he ended up moving to Seattle in 2020, and then it's been kind of hit and miss for him. It sucked. He's one of those dudes that looked like he was going to be like it looked like he was going to have a pretty decent NFL career, and then injuries just started to really, really pile on. They got really, really bad. And it's just, really, really sucks. Because it looked like I said, he's one of those dudes that's going to be really good, and then injuries just completely derailed him. I remember having him in fantasy one year, and it was absolutely fun. He was so much fun to have in fantasy, because in fantasy football for my league for a bit, we did it with defensive players. Man, shout out CJ Mosley. I will never forget that. I think it was either the first or second year we did defensive players. We ended up not doing it that long. I ended up... I think I quit doing it. It's officially been senior year of college, so either junior or senior year of college, so 2020, 2021, one of those years when I just completely quit doing it. But it was a lot of fun. That first, like I said, that's the first or second year when I had CJ Mosley. Week 1, he had a pick 6. So he just got a casual 17 points from a defensive player because of how great of a game he played. And it's like, yeah, a defense alone wouldn't have got me that some weeks. So one player doing that, fun. But yeah, it's like I said, for Jamal Adams, it just really sucks. Like I said, he got super, super injured, and he was injured a lot. So it's just, man, feel bad for him. Shout out to Christian Barmore. Or Christian Barmore, excuse me. I said, sounded like I was talking about Baywatch. But no, Christian Barmore, he's announced he's been cleared to participate in football after his season ended because of blood clots. It was super sad. He played in the season opener against the Vegas, or either played or he's available, and then basically a game or two immediately afterwards. Sorry, 3 games afterwards, because he was able to play in 4. He basically was placed on the non-football illness injury list, and it's because of those blood clots and everything. And I'm just glad he's able to come back and play from it, because that blood clot stuff scares me. I mean, we just saw Victor Wembanyama went out from it this year. I mean, this is the thing that basically ended Chris Bosh's career, was the blood clots. So that's just that's one of those medical things too, where that it's like that's really, really scary to deal with, because that's like that's just some serious stuff. I don't want to ever be in that situation again, or anybody in the world to go through that. Barmore said this stuff was no joke. It was a hard challenge. I mean, I can only imagine with the blood clots and everything, because that's like losing feeling the limbs, not getting proper blood flow to certain places. Yeah, no thank you to that. So I'm just glad to hear he's back and being able to play. That story about Caleb Williams coming out to avoid the Bears and get drafted to the Vikings. I mean, I'm not gonna make too much about it, because let's be honest, it's not too shocking. True or not, if he actually did say this, I mean, obviously he came back and said like once he got there, it's all the facilities, and I think talked to some guys, like, everything completely changed around for him. But if we're being honest, let's be real. Who wants to get drafted to the Bears, man? I mean, it's not. Let's be real. Especially even with Ben Johnson wasn't there yet. I mean, we saw Caleb play last year. I mean, it wasn't horrible, but yeah, that Bears team was not anything too special. So can't really blame him there for feeling that way. Of course, the story gets out now because it's off season. There's not too much going on. So now we're gonna get a lot more stories of similar stuff like that. So I'm not too surprised by it at all, honestly. It's just funny because it's like, yeah, it makes sense. The Colts had to delete their Minecraft theme schedule release, which kind of sucked because I honestly thought it was pretty funny. Tyreek Hill ended up coming out and saying it was funny as well. And then, yeah, they removed it because of the issues with the music rights and other sound rights with Microsoft. They apparently didn't get that cleared, and also because of the Tyreek Hill thing, but, yeah. Not only because of the Tyreek Hill thing. That's probably going to do it for the NFL. Yeah, like I said, there's some college stuff I want to talk about. USC and Notre Dame sounds like that series is uncertain. They're going to play this year, but the programs have been unable to agree on an extension for the rivalry beyond 2025. This final scheduled matchup is in October. USC has offered a 1-year extension to play in Los Angeles next season, sources told Ford. However, Notre Dame is seeking a long-term deal. Yeah, I would not want to just play one-off. I hope they keep this rivalry. This is one of the better rivalries in college football. Yeah, it's really special to the game. It's special to a lot of stuff. I really hope they do keep this in college football, but it's going to be interesting. I don't know what they're going to be able to do to figure it out. I mean, it seems like this is going to come down to the last minute, and I'm sure they will be able to figure something out, especially if it goes through athletic directors and, like, the NCAA or college football has nothing to do with it. I'm sure something will actually get done, but I think this is an important game for both teams, especially in Notre Dame, who's not in the conference. And for USC, it gives them a non-con scheduled game that's an automatic good play team every year, pretty much. Like, even if they're on their weaker years, like, you beat Notre Dame, that says something on your schedule. So hopefully they can figure it out, because 95 times since 1926 these teams have played. Notre Dame leading the all-time series 50, 37, and 5. And the Trojans have vacated 1 win, while the Irish have vacated 2. And the Irish won last year 49-35. Shout out college football and cheating. You gotta love it. Even if it wasn't cheating or not. Carson Beck is starting to resume throwing after his elbow surgery, which is good. I just don't know what to expect from Miami. I don't think they're going to be as good as last year. I think Carson Beck is a bit of a step down. I mean, he left Georgia to go play at Miami. And don't get me wrong, I think Miami's good at school and all that, but with how Georgia is in the factory line, it just makes you wonder. I mean, why were they done with it? It just makes you wonder. That's all I'm going to leave it at. I'm not saying anything bad about him. I'm not sold on the Carson Beck experiment. Let's just say that. Illinois rewards Brett Bielema with a new 6-year contract, which is awesome. We'll keep him through the 2030 season. I think it's really good. He's done a lot for Illinois. Illinois has won 10 games under Bielema in 2024, which is the program's record for most wins in a season. And they beat South Carolina in the Citrus Bowl. I mean, Illinois is going to have a chance, too, to be a really, really good season. Or have a really good season this year. Like, there's a lot of people comparing them to, like, IU of last year, where it's like the schedule lines up just right. They could have a chance to win a lot of games. This is a team team I would watch out for. Good chance they might make a bowl. Not only will they make a bowl, they might make the college football playoffs. Bielema has a 28-22 record since joining in 2021. So he had 5-7, 5-7, 8-5, and a 10-3 record to his name. Mike White is 30-19-1 for the best start through 50 games as the head coach in Illinois history. So obviously, all that to be said, much I'm not gonna say needed, but much deserved hire, and yeah, much deserved. And shout out to Brett Bielema. So the week 1 of the college football has been announced. Oh, sorry, week 0 and week 1. So week 0 Saturday. We got Iowa State versus Kansas State, and that one's going to be in Dublin, Ireland. That should be a really fun game. And then Friday, August 29th, we got Georgia Tech at Colorado. That's going to be fun, too. And then Thursday, we got some games on Thursday. We got Boise State versus Southern Florida, Nebraska versus Cincinnati, Syracuse versus Tennessee, Alabama versus Florida State. Those last 2 games were on Saturday. LSU, Clemson, Virginia Tech, South Carolina, Notre Dame, the U is on Sunday, and then Monday, September 1st, we got TCU, North Carolina to kick us off into NFL football week. Woo! It's crazy that this is all coming around now, man. Bengal scout Sarkeesian hired as GM of Northwest. Wait, what? Oh. Christian Sarkeesian. Oh, I was really confused. I was like, wait. Is this Is head coach of Texas becoming no. Cam Ward ended up retiring due to his lingering hand injury, but there's also, let's be honest, I had been advised by 2 orthopedic surgeons I'll never be able to return to playing football. Rising wrote in a social media post, so we'll be forced to medically retire from the game I love. Really sucks for him. He truly got, you want to talk about getting derailed from injury. He basically, he played 7 years of college, and, he just, literally, injuries just killed him by the end of it. Obviously he's alive, not literally, figuratively. He just could not get it going. But the injuries just, like I said, derailed any momentum he had, which just really sucks for him. It sucks having to medically retire. I'm not going to say that's what happened to me, because I at least got to play all 4 years, but yeah, I won't lie to you. I would have loved to play college football a little bit longer, but there's some other situations as well. But, I won't lie. Physically, I was just done. By my senior year, my shoulder was hurting because I had the surgery just a year and a half prior. I had a severely sprained ankle that I basically played my last 3 to 4 games on because of senior year. I knew I was done. Just the physical aspect of it, I was just like, man, I don't want to. I'm done, man. It takes a lot to physically commit yourself to the game. So the way to not be able to end it on your own. At least being able to play a little bit or end it on your own accord, it kind of stinks, man. Akron apparently is ruled ineligible for postseason due to low academic score. Akron's football team will be ineligible for postseason play this season because of it. That is crazy. It's multi-year academic progress rate score. That really, really sucks. Because, that means there's going to be multiple. So apparently they had a score of 914, which 913 is minimum for postseason eligibility. They're going to have to get that up because, that really sucks. They're basically wasting a year in football. Let's be honest. They're 4-8 last year. They weren't going to make a bowl, but, they're. So, the last time this happened was Idaho in 2014. So, this is some serious stuff. They need to figure out their academic situations because, not only are they a struggling football program, they're going to struggle to even get kids in now if you're like, hey, even if we have a great season, we can't do anything about it. They got to get that fixed. And the last thing we'll talk about today, actually, I lied. There might be 1 or 2 more things. Notre Dame and Clemson reached the 12-year scheduling agreement, so they're going to play from 2027 now until 2038, which is, I think, really awesome for both these teams, especially, like I said, for Notre Dame, gives them a really decent opponent to add to their schedule, and for Clemson, it gives them a really good non-con opponent, especially if they're they just start to expand their conference games or anything like that, and they only are allowed 1 or 2 less conference or non-con games. Good to have Notre Dame on one of those. That bolsters your schedule strength a little bit. So they're 2027, 2028, 2031, 2034, and 2037. That was the original plan for them to be scheduled to play. Now they basically made it every year, and now every other year will be a home game. So the Fighting Irish will hope the even-numbered games. The odd will be held by Clemson. So, for example, 2027, 2029, 2031, 2033, 2035, 2037, all Clemson. 2028, 2030, 2032, 34, all Notre Dame. So, shout out to them for getting that done. I assume something very similar will happen with the USC deal and everything, but yeah, like I said, that. Oh, and this was the last thing I wanted to speak on. This is a little bit older, but Jerome Moore is getting a 2-game ban from the whole Connor Stallions thing. And the only reason I want to bring that up is I still can't believe this is going. Everybody who's there, Jerome Moore is basically the last one there who is left from the Connor Stallions debacle. The fact that this feels like almost ages ago, and it was in November 2023. Like, it's just been ran to the ground. This is Michigan doing it. I really don't understand why they're doing it. It just makes you wonder why they're doing it. Because if this is way past the Harbaugh thing, this is way past other stuff. It makes you wonder if, like, 1, they're scared of the NCAA, which I don't think it is. 2, they might have actually done something shady, and they're trying to at least show, like, hey, we're punishing ourselves for it. Don't take away this or whatever, which I don't think anything will get taken away from. I just don't know. It's just really, really weird. The fact that it's still being brought up just makes no sense to me, and it's just wild, man. Especially because now he's getting, and I won't lie to you, it's not like they're doing it for weeks 1 and 2. I'm pretty sure they're doing it like weeks 3 and 4. So, like, he'll be there for some of the important games, but he's going to miss, like, yeah. So he'll be served for his 3rd and 4th opponents, forcing them to miss the games against Central Michigan and Nebraska. So they aren't going to miss the first 2 games this season, but he'll miss those 2, which is just like, all right. So not only are you going to, it's like, hey, we'll punish him, don't punish us, but we're going to start picking and choosing. So yeah, like I said, he'll be there for New Mexico, he'll be there for Oklahoma, but Central Michigan, Nebraska, nope. And then he returns right after that. Yeah, it's just weird. Really, really weird. I don't fully understand it. Just, like I said, I thought the situation over and dealt with. They've won their national championship. Everyone pretty much has moved on from, obviously not everyone's moved on, but at least from the Michigan side of it, most of those people who were there in that situation have moved on and not thought about it too much. So it's just like, I don't know. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for support. That will do it for today. Like I said, I just want to go over some NFL news, bring up some college football news to your attention as well. Probably do the same thing Thursday, honestly. Go over some news, talk about some stories that are out as we slowly prepare. Because, yeah, I would say, what are we? We're like 2 weeks away from starting the breakdowns. Yeah, 2 weeks from today. Assuming that, because there's a chance I might be out of town. I don't think I will be, but assuming I'm in town, it's going to be pretty simple. We're going to be starting our breakdowns, and like I said, it's going to go, it's going to be by week, so we'll do 2 teams a day, obviously the 2 Tuesday, Thursday recordings, so Tuesday, Thursday recordings, 1 division a week, all 4 teams, 2 teams a day, pretty much. So like I said, if it's AFC North, we'll do Steelers, Bengals, then Ravens, Browns. Next week, if we do AFC South, it'll be like Colts, Jaguars on Tuesday, and then Thursday will be so on, and you get it. And we'll do that pretty much for all the NFL bets. I'll probably delay it a week. It might be second week of June because I forgot we just need to talk about stuff in general. I mean, there's so much to get into when it comes down to, like, breaking down the odds and all that stuff. And like I said, it's right around the corner. It's hard to believe that when we come on in a week from now, it's going to be 100 days away. Man. NFL is right there around the corner. And going to be here before we know it. Shout out to Scotty Scheffler for winning another major championship. He now has won 2 of the 4 to complete the Grand Slam, and he now has his 3rd official major win. So shout out to Scotty Scheffler for that. Forgot to say it in the intro. Thank you all for watching. I'll see everyone back in this feed on Thursday.